Welcome everyone. Great to see you all here. I know quite a few people are, getting ready to go to Cancun, which is very exciting for them. So I think we're missing a few people from the call probably because they are getting ready to go tonight. Quite a few people are heading off in the morning, which is really, really exciting. So this is our monthly team training. So I encourage you to share this with your teams. It'll be up on the blog, on the live call archive on Shine Bright Team tomorrow. So you'll be able to share it with your teams. But I just want to run through, there's lots of really cool things happening. Want to just let everyone know about all the awesome things and the awesome achievements that there has been last month. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about, leveraging incentives that corporate puts on to grow your business, as well as get some, amazing free travel for yourself as well, because there's incentives going on all over the world at the moment. And since, we are a global business and you might have teams in other parts of the world, some of you, I'm going to go through all of those so you know exactly what's going on and you can share that with your team and let them know, that there's these things available that they can qualify for. So firstly, I'd like to say welcome to any new members of the Shine Bright team. Do we have anyone new on the call? If you're new, just put in the comments and introduce yourself, say hello and where you're from in Australia or in the world. That would be wonderful. I know a couple of new people. We're going to try and join us, but I'm going to share my screen. Justin's going to jump in and add in some things soon, but he is putting Joy to bed right now. So he's going to jump in soon. So, all right. I put some slides together because I always find it easier to keep on track if I have slides, but anyone who's got any questions can definitely take those at the end. What on earth has gone on here? That is not the right presentation. What is going on? Technical challenges. I seem to have been plagued by technical challenges recently. Does anyone else ever feel like that? That they just have one after another? Yes, I'm glad to see someone's nodding, Colette. Fantastic. All right, here we go. Well, not fantastic that you had technical challenges. Fantastic that I'm not alone in my technical challenges, because sometimes it does. I'll just put the chat box up so we can see everyone. All right, so welcome everyone. Here we go. Oh, see, I'm having technical challenges. I can't go forward. What is going on? There we go. All right, so new director. So we had a couple of new directors this month. So this means they've enrolled at least their first two people, one on the left and one on the right. They might have some preferred customers as well, of course. I don't know if you've all noticed as Genie Pro subscribers that you're now getting text notifications when people enroll preferred customers. So you just noticed that. Isn't that awesome? I've been sending out a few little congratulations messages to people when they enroll preferred customers. So I love that extra feature. So let's give, a big round of applause for our new directors in the team, Susan Hand and Diane Marsh. So I was going to mute everyone.
Yay! Welcome, Susan and Diane. Congratulations.
Fantastic. It's exciting when people get their first couple of people. It's a big milestone. All right, so we have a few new Director 300s, and of course this starts to qualify people to earn the amazing team commissions. And we have 4 new Director 300s, Anne Kinchella, Rita Fisher, David Monklin, and Lisa Oakford. So let's give them a big round of applause.
Yay! Well done, Rita, David and Lisa. Congratulations.
And this was actually didn't include last week. It was week 18 to 21 because I can't pull last week out of the virtual office yet. So I know we've had some people that have advanced the Director 300 last week, but I didn't want to include the ones I know and leave out any that I didn't. So I just did weeks 18 to 21. So a few new Director 700s as well. And sorry, this was week 18 to 21. And so this means they've got 700 volume in each leg in a single week, which represents 7 cases of ASEA in each leg, to give you an idea of what that means. And we have Laura Fox, Ivina Widaja, and Lenny Tranku. So let's give them all a big round of applause.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, and in weeks 18 to 21, we actually had 2 new bronzes. So amazing effort, both out of Singapore. So both in Lena's group. And this means, you know, this is like a big step from Director 700 to bronze. It means you've got 20 cases of ASEA going through each leg in a week, or, you know, whatever the equivalent ASEA products are. You've helped 2 people be getting paid at Director 300 in that week as well. So you're helping to build other people's business. And you also start to be eligible for Check Match, the Executive Momentum Pool, and of course, you can also start to qualify for the Ascent trip during that qualification period. So let's give a big round of applause to Anna Xiao and Pearl Wong. And I'm really sorry for
Congratulations! Yay!
Hey. New bronzes. I don't think either of them are on the call with us tonight. So yes, we won't be able to get them to say a few words, but I can see Anne Conchella is on the call, one of our new Director 700s. Fantastic work, Anne. So, all right. And then we are doing where we like to recognize our top 10 enrollers for the month. So we have someone different this month as our number 1 enroller, Jarrett Klein. And Jarrett is in the United States, so I know that he will be asleep now. So he isn't here to hear this, but I have sent him a message. And Margot, Justine Ryla Morris, I think that's your daughter in the US, in at number 2. Deb Carter, number 3. Hu Jin Chek, at number 4. Julie and Sasha, very often featured in the top enrollers there, tying with Jen and Jeanette, Robert Reardon and Anne Kinchella coming in at in the tie for like 5th place, and Renee Nielsen, and then Paula and Barry as well in there in our top 10 enrollers. So fantastic effort to, Lena says the 2 bronzes are still, look, of course they are, because it's earlier there, but tell them we say, you know, congratulations. So let's give them a big round of applause, our top 10 enrollers.
Congratulations! Well done. All right.
That's really, really exciting. So fantastic. So lovely to see. Okay. Top 10 contactors in June. So, not in June, in May. See, I was like not thinking straight. I must have been still in my peaceful course from the weekends when I was doing this. So we want to recognize people who are doing the work and putting in the effort. And, you know, sometimes when you start, you can be doing a lot of activity and it can take a while to see results because you're building your skills and things like that. And sometimes it can take a while to get good at doing this, and, you know, to also take the coaching of like that there's a certain way that this is the most effective. So we like to recognize our top 10 contactors. So we have Monica Webb in first place, Alina Graham, Beverly Irvine, Anya Mern, Colette Garside, Sharon Crabb, Isabella Carter, Chrissy Nelson-Vold, Harry Aldis, and Deborah Carter. So this is just going to recognize contacts that you've made through ASEA Business Coach. So that's how we recognize it. But we want to just let's give all of these people a big round of applause for putting themselves out there.
Yay! Congratulations! Well done.
Awesome.
So plus this me.
All of these the top person in each category. Actually, we send them a book each month, so they get a free book and they get to choose from a list of books, and they will get sent that book to them no matter where they are in the world. So they'll get a choice of a heap of great books that we've put together. So something that we are going to be doing again is our 90-day sprint. So put a 1 in the comment box if you did our 90-day sprint last year. We did a 90-day sprint last year around this time. Where we did a number of things. We had a weekly call as part of this 90-day sprint, and we got like lots of special guests. It was pretty cool. So we're going to do the same kind of format. It was like a 30-minute call, and it will be on a Monday at midday so that if people are working, they can attend at lunchtime. Our American and North American people can attend because it'll be the Sunday evening for them. And sorry for our European team, they will have to watch the replay because we just can't get a time that suits everyone all around the world. And we also set up small accountability groups. So we'll be doing that again as well, where people could connect, like maybe they set up a WeChat group or a Facebook Messenger group, or I know Jules set up a small Facebook group, or they had a Zoom call every week. So whatever format the accountability group leader wants to do, where they like connect and check in and support each other through that process. And I know some of these accountability groups have kept going right from this next year. So we'll be looking for people to lead those accountability groups. If you want to register, you can just go to this URL here. You can just take a screenshot of this. We can also post that in the comments as well. And the reason for that is to register is because we'll send out an email with the replay. We'll tell you what's coming up next week. We'll help you get organized into your accountability groups. So we need some way to identify who is going to be taking part in that program. So if you're going to take part, put a yes in the comments that you're going to take part and be part of the 90-day sprint. Now, there's a very good reason why we've set this up at this time of year, because a seer all around the world has got an opportunity for you to qualify for free trips at the moment in most of their markets all around the world. So I'm going to quickly run through that for all around the world so that you know if you are on here from another country, but if you've got team in other countries, that you can let them know what they are eligible for. So leveraging promotions is a really important part to grow your business. It really gives you a focused goal in a finite time frame, because they always have a finite time frame, and they are always designed to promote the correct business building activities. Like if you qualify these promotions, you are doing the things that are going to grow your business, and you get amazing extra benefits. So I'm going to ask a few people to share after I run through these promotions about what going on one of these trips did for them. And I will share, and Justin will share as well, what going on our first ASEA trip did for us. And we actually qualified for that very early on in our ASEA journey. So of course, the first one I'm going to talk about here is for Australians and New Zealanders. It's Reach for the Beach is back. A few of you on this call got to attend Reach for the Beach in Vanuatu last year. And you can earn a 5-star trip to Bali this year, which I love. I absolutely love it. And it's going to be at the Melia Resort Bali. I love Bali. I love the spas. I love the food. I love people. It's like just such an awesome location. There's unlimited qualifiers, and this one is only open to Australia and New Zealand residents. So this is just a few images of the resort, really beautiful in Nusa Dua. Justin and I actually went to an area very close to Nusa Dua for a holiday with Joy last year, and it was awesome. And for those of you who have kids, you only have to take them out of, like a lot of the private schools will be finished school. If they're in a public school, you only have to take them out of school for a couple of days, and you can bring your children on this holiday, and there is a kids club. So they can go and have fun in kids club, and you can have fun having cocktails by the pool or going to the spa or whatever it is that you want to do. So something for everyone. Justin and I had a great time when we took Joy to Bali, because she spent some of the day in kids club, then we went and did family stuff. It was really awesome. So it's all inclusive with food and beverage at this hotel. So you need to enroll between 15 to 28 new customers. So it's between 1 and 2 people a week. And it started last Saturday, the 25th of May, and it runs through until the 27th of September. So you also need to have some volume requirements. You can find all of the details of this in the virtual office. So this one is for Australians and New Zealanders. Okay, for those of you in Europe, where is that sound coming from? I don't know where that sound's coming. I think it might have been on that slide. That's so weird. For those of you, hang on. Now I've got more sounds. Now I've got Keith Urban. What's going on? Pause. Okay, I'm sorry about that. See, I told you I was having technological challenges at the start of this call. So for those of you in Europe, the Winter Wonderland trip is one that you can qualify for. This looks pretty awesome. So you're going to get to go up to Norway, see the Northern Lights, and it looks really beautiful, and like go dog sledding and all of these fabulous things, which are, something that we don't get to see very often here in Australia. So the qualification period of this, it actually started a while ago, the 27th of April, but it goes through till the 11th of October. So it's quite a long qualification. The trip is the 10th to the 13th. I should have said the Bali trip is the 11th to the 15th of September. So around the same time. It's open to all European and the UK markets, and it's based on your PGV3 growth, this one. So it's different qualifications to the Australian tip. Again, all the details are in your virtual office for that one. So you can go and you can check them out and you'll be able to find out all of that there. I don't know where that music is coming from. That is so weird. I don't know why the music keeps coming up. I don't know where that's coming from. I've never even heard that music before.
Not everyone's muted. Nikki, go to participants, mute everyone. Ms. Anderson's not muted, for example.
Okay, that's so weird. Okay, so for the markets in Asia of Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Thailand, there is an incentive on for these markets at the moment that started on the 1st of May, runs through till the 31st of July, so still plenty of time to qualify, that they can earn their way to ASEA's international convention. Okay, so they can, you know, build their business and they can get money to go to conventions. They can get travel reimbursement, free hotel accommodation and tickets to the global convention. So that's for the markets Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Thailand. You can see there's different prize levels that they can earn there depending on their enrollment volume, and it's just enrollment volume. So for 15,000, you can enroll 15 people on an entrepreneur pack, which is what is the most popular pack in Asia. Like, they enroll with really big packs. It's completely different to all of the other markets in the world in terms of how their enrollment volume looks. It's very much on the entrepreneur packs in Asia. So they can enroll, they can earn their, sorry, this is the US, isn't it? Did I just say the US? In the US, this is Asia. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm like really not with the program tonight. This is in Asia, so they can just get the enrollment volume and they can qualify. So all the details in your virtual office, it will be in your language. So if you have people in Thailand, you have people in Taiwan, they'll be able to access these flyers in Thai or Chinese. So they'll be able to see exactly what the qualifications are in their native language. The United States, this is why I was a little confused, because they got all the same design promotion, but it's different qualifications. The United States and Canada also has a promotion that they can earn their way to convention. This started on the 18th of May, has a longer qualification until the 23rd of August. And this one is based on their PGV3, so their first 3 levels, like they're personally enrolled, the people that they enroll, and the people they enroll, of increasing that volume. So once again, people can find all of the details of that in their virtual office and they'll be able to work towards that. There will be a widget for these promotions that you'll be able to see for your market. So for us in Australia, we'll be able to see the Reach for the Beach widget and see how we're going towards that promotion. We won't be able to see the widgets for the other countries. So if you've got people in those countries, and you can help them qualify for these promotions. So they need to check their virtual office for full details for their market and track your progress using the widget. So there's a widget for those of you who are in Australia, most of you in the call are for Reach for the Beach, you click on it and you can see your progress and also the leaderboard. That leaderboard for Australia is going to be changed to show from the people with the most enrollments to the least enrollments, because at the moment it's just showing volume, which is not how it should be set up. So it'll show the people with the most enrollments, and then the volume will just be there as an extra thing. Okay, so why would you want to qualify for one of these trips? So I'm going to stop the screen share and I'm going to share a little bit with you about mine and Justin's experience of qualifying for one of these trips. So very early on when we started ASEA in August 2014, and there was an incentive trip that came out like not a few months after we started, and it was actually for Vertus Norton's retirement trip to go to Cancun in Mexico. And so we qualified for the trip. There was all these different qualifications and we both got to go over there. It was our first trip that we got to do with ASEA. And the thing that it really did for me is I got to meet all of these other people who'd been successful. There was like people from Triple Diamonds right down to Director 700s that had qualified. I got to hear their experiences with ASEA, with the products. I got to also speak to people who've been very successful and were making, massive difference in their personal life through the financial opportunity of a SEER. And I could see that that was very real, and heard their stories about where they'd come from, you know, people who'd been in credit card debt before they started a SEER and now were, you know, earning like a very, very significant income with the SEER. So for me, that really made it more real. So we were like gold executives when we went over there. Only took us a few months to go gold. So it was very early on in our SEER journey. And it also really gave us a deeper understanding of the company, of the executives. We got to spend time with them, and we really got to connect with a SEER on a much deeper level. And that really solidified our belief in that we were going to continue to do this, and that the company was a company we could really believe in, the other people, that the opportunity was real, and all of those sorts of things. So it really can be a very pivotal moment for people to go on one of these trips. It's not just about the trip. It really can change a lot of things and shift a lot of your internal belief systems as well. So I don't know if Justin can add to that before we move on to a few other people. I'm not sure if he's still putting Joy to bed. Yes, he can.
Yes, I'm not successfully putting Joy to bed.
Okay. I didn't think she was going early tonight. I had a feeling.
Is keen to party tonight. So, yeah, what you said, I remember walking out of the main building. Can you please stay still for me, darling? Walking out of the main building of the resort, Cancun, you know, like 5-star resort that was over $1,100 a night US. Okay, so kind of really nice, beautiful beaches, all this sort of stuff. And walking along next to a bunch of ladies, and I looked over and I heard one talking, and it was Debbie Westler, and I was like, oh my God, you're Debbie Westler, right? Because I'd heard her on a charge-up call. And it really helped me connect with the culture of the leadership, you know, and the ethos of a SEER. And that's what I'd like for all of you, is to really get to know, you know, the heart and soul of a SEER. And you see that more on these trips. Besides the fact that, you know, they're often really, really nice quality, and they're a treat, right? They're like a massive reward trip. And that's cool. And there's swag, and there's like parties, and there's heaps of cool stuff. But more importantly is the connections that are made and the experiences that you have. And not just with the field leadership, but also with the corporate people. So like every year, you know, thankfully, Nicole and I, we get the diamond trip, and we even get the diamond extension now, being ambassadors. And that is, it's a much smaller group, and we get a lot of quality time with Chuck, you know, our CEO, and Jeremy, our president, and Tyler, our founders, and, you know, the sales heads, the regional sales heads and stuff. And we really get to know these people, and even their families, actually, their wives and their children come on these trips as well. And yeah, it's, to me, the level of belief and conviction that we are fulfilling our mission of a SEER. We are a force of good in the world and helping a lot of people. It is just so much more real when you do these trips as well. Another great way to do it would be the Advancing Life trips to Ecuador. I know many people have great experiences from that too, but not exactly the same quality of accommodation. One's roughing it and working hard towards a good cause, but the incentive trips are really having a good time. And what happens is people, you're in a different environment, so you relax a bit. And then what happens in the interactions between like cross line and up line and down line and different teams, we've seen people that really come out of their shell and get to know each other and feel a part of the movement. You know, together everyone achieves more. The team motto, that really is important. And these trips is where you get to see a lot more of that. Also, some of these trips, there's normally like a tiny amount of training. But last time the training we had from Chuck Funky in Vanuatu was awesome. It was great stuff. And yeah, I always love the contribution of the training on these trips as well. And, you know, you got to have the t-shirt. You got to be there to be a part of that and get the t-shirt. And if you're getting on these trips, you're doing the right actions in order to have a successful career and build a strong business with a SEER. So really use these trips as not as I would like to, but a must do. You know, Anthony Robbins says we don't get what we want in life. We get what we must have in life. And it's a bit of a mental shift. If you're absolutely committed to making it happen, you will find a way to make it happen. So take your hat off throw it over the fence, and then figure a way to go and get the hat. And that means doing all those enrollments, doing all that enrollment volume, and building your business through this period. So the next 4 months, super exciting times for Reach for the Beach, and a massive congratulations for everyone that's heading off to Cancun this week for their Ascent trip. Well done.
Thank you, Justin. Good luck with the baby there. I would love if Lorna is available for her. I know Lorna's taking off to Cancun again soon, went to Mexico last year, which was her first trip. And I know that was like a pretty special experience for you, Lorna. So I'd love you to share about
Sure,
that.
Nicole. I thought you might need me to jump in and say a few words. So yeah, it was my first Ascent trip that I qualified for. I have to say a massive thanks to you, Nicole, for helping me even be aware that I was in the runnings for it, because and that this may resonate with some of you out there, is I've never really been driven by a lot of promotions. I'm kind of really sort of just want to share things as I go along. But I guess with a whole bunch of the wonderful promotions that we had at that period of time, all of a sudden there was the possibility that I could actually go. And Nicole helped me with qualifying in terms of, me having some pretty tight deadlines, which literally just squeaked in at the very final minute to be able to qualify. And I guess what it did for me is all that you and Justin have already mentioned, but in particular, the fact that my husband could come with me. He's supported me in the ASEA business because he can see that it's meaningful. He can see that our product is paid for, and he can see the difference that it's making in people's lives from testimonials. But he's never come to any presentations or to, any of the corporate events that we've had in Australia. And being able to go to Ascent, I think really helped him see that it's real. It gave him an opportunity to see what corporate was like. And when he heard, I think a couple of people there broke some amazing ranks while we were actually in Los Cabos. And he just sort of looked at me and he sort of said, wow, the possibility of what we could be doing in terms of time and money freedom was very real for him. And he realized that this isn't something which is just a little hobby. It can actually turn into kind of our long-term retirement plan. So it's been fantastic to have him on board and supportive of that. And of course, with being fortunate enough with the support of my team to be able to qualify this year and head off again, he's kind of looking forward to that. And I just, as you were talking, I was picking my daughter up from soccer, and you were talking about Reach for the Beach, and she heard that kids can go, and she's like, Mum, you've got to do this one too. You've got to do this one too. So I will say that enrollments have always been my challenge. I think that's where Ascent works better for me in terms of maintaining a steady rank. And the enrollment volume isn't as big for Ascent as it is for Reach for the Beach. So it's always good to push yourself. And again, I think when I had a look at our weekly accountability groups and things that we did in order to work on Reach for the Beach last year, whether or not you qualify for it, whether or not you want to go, it's just a great way to actually have some mentorship and accountability through those small groups. So yeah, lots and lots of benefits from that. And certainly the experience, ASEA just shows you that, wow, at the time that I went, the business that I was in, where I'd sold my business and I was an employee, I was being treated completely the opposite of the way that ASEA treats us. So, the respect and the validation that ASEA gives you and the support that they give you, you don't find that in a lot of jobs these days. So, yeah, very, very valuable. So thank you. Hope that all helps anybody out there who's looking at what they might need to be doing next in their businesses.
Thank you so much, Lorna. Yeah, I think it's really great for people to hear from, other people. So how about you, David? Do you want to share? David's been on a lot of ASEA trips. You've been on quite a few now. So do you want to share what that's done for you? Because, you've had ups and downs in your life and all of this kind of thing, but you've still managed to go on trips every year, right?
Yeah, we have. I think this is about, between Cheryl and I, our 7th trip. And to think that we would be able, between us, to do all those sorts of things. And really, I've had a few people say to me in recent times, I don't like Vanuatu, or I don't like Bali, or I don't like this place. The trip's not about the venue. It's a fantastic thing, but it's about, like you were saying before, just getting to know these people and to have these people as your friends and to be able to reach out and to have them actually offer, if you've got so-and-so of this type of person, I'll talk to them for you. And all these people become real, and you just get the heart of them. And you just can't get that just watching a Zoom, or you just don't get that whole belief. So, yeah, you just got to be there.
Yeah, and you're leaving soon, right, to go on?
Yeah, we're heading off on Friday, and Megan and John are coming. That's just so exciting.
Yeah.
It was a big stretch for them too.
Yeah, it's exciting. It does make you stretch yourself to qualify for these things, and it's, you know, it is a really special experience.
That's another great thing. What David just said is he's super excited that Megan and John are coming. Some of his people are coming. And to me, that took it to a whole new level when I started doing these trips and traveling with some of the closest people in my life around the world. Was wow. Now I felt successful. I felt like I really living the dream. So that's my vision for you, is to get to travel around the world, go to these beautiful places with the people that you know and love and work with. That's very, very fulfilling. Thanks, David.
I think Justin, Sally and Rob got up to the most mischief in Ireland, possibly. I went to bed.
When in Ireland, do as the Irish do, right? And we danced and visited a few venues.
Yeah, they were out of control.
I had the bruises to prove it.
Yeah, he did bruise himself, and I came back to our room, and like Justin's like got his pants half down, and Sally's like skenaring him one night, trying to fix his bruise from the night before. Anyway, what goes on tour stays on tour, I suppose. So, how about Jen and Jeanette? Do you want to share a little bit? Because you went on 2 trips last year. I got to be on both of the trips with Jen and Jeanette. I went to Mexico last year. Justin stayed home. He said I deserved a holiday, so I got to go off to Mexico by myself with lots of wonderful people. So yeah, share with us a little bit. That was kind of your first reward trips with the sea. You'd been to Envision and convention and things. They were your first reward trips last year.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, so we actually had 2 trips last year, Reach for the Beach and the Ascent, and they're the trips are very different, you know, like qualifying for them, because you're doing different things. But the experience in Los Cabos was just amazing. We'd never stayed at a resort like that before. It was just, it was exclusive, and you felt really rewarded as well. And just meeting the people from overseas, you know, people like David said, you see on Zoom, but then you're meeting them for the first time. So, you know, people like Maureen Hayes and Debbie Wesley, she was just down the hall from us where we were at our room. So, you know, you're bumping into these people and they're like, I feel like they're superstars, really. But you're getting to experience this time with them, and everybody is incredibly friendly and always willing to share. So that was a great experience. And then, well, Reach for the Beach, we just think Reach for the Beach is a fantastic qualification anyway, and it really helps, you know, to build the business. And
it helps to build your team through the enrolments and the volume, of course. But I think we really enjoyed both of them for different reasons, but Vanuatu was just a hop, skip and a jump. So it you know, it didn't mean flying across to the other side of the world. It was just, you know, 2.5-hour flight, and to somewhere that was neither of those places were actually on our bucket list at all. So we stretched out to 2 places we would never have gone to if it hadn't been for ASEA and the qualifications. So we don't care where we go as long as we go.
And I think ASEA are great because they actually find places that you might not think about going, but they find, you know, it's a unique company. They find unique, interesting places for us to go. So it seems to work well, and we've just had a great experience. So.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, ladies. So Julie and Sasha, well, Julie is there. Sasha's not there. They have also got to go on 2 trips last year with ASEA. So tell us what it did for you, Julie.
I think it really, when they set these promotions, it really gives us a kick along. We certainly love, Sasha will tell you that we love free stuff. So, you know, we love our fast forward challenges. So we look at just continuing doing fast forward challenges, which gets our enrollments up. And then, you know, you have the opportunity to hang out in the pool with anyone you want, go meet anybody you want. You know, made a lovely connection with Dr. Maureen Hayes. And so when she came to Australia recently, she reached out and said, come for tea, you know, and you, like, you know, Jen said, they're like superstars. And then when you meet them, you realise, oh, heck, you know, they're the same as us. They've just worked hard. So for us, we're definitely looking to Bali and, going on another trip with all you guys.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it'd be great to all be in Bali together, right? For just like a little pre-Christmas wind down holiday. Pretty nice. So, you can all be in Bali. If you want to be there, you can all be there. It's like, just one person a week for the lowest, for like the fourth prize. So, but if you want to aim higher, aim to get 2 new people a week and you will be able to be there. So, this 90-day sprint that we're putting together is designed to support you to qualify for these trips, whether that be, Reach for the Beach. Most of us here from Australia, Elizabeth, you would be going for the Winter Wonderland trip, which is over there in Europe, which looks, and Colette as well, which looks absolutely wonderful. And of course, for our people in Asia, Lena, you can let a lot of the Asian team know that they have the opportunity to qualify for convention, and the US team, of course, are all in bed. Hopefully they're not awake, any of them right now. Hopefully they are sleeping, because it is the time when they should definitely be sleeping if they're in the United States. So yeah, I really encourage all of you to get on these trips. They really do, most of the people that the Australians that went on that trip. So there was myself and Justin, Bart, Melissa Cotter, Danny Doyle, Lorene Bavart. I think Lorene was a bronze or something, maybe even a Director 700 when she went. And myself and Justin, Bart and Melissa and Danny were golds when we went on that trip, and we were all diamonds within a year, all of us. So they really can make a big difference in your belief and just solidifying that, because it's all how we feel inside, and what we believe, what we can achieve, on a subconscious level. That is what is going to drive your success or not. And it's that. So yeah, it can really help unlock some of those things going on to these trips. That's what I believe. So I've got a few more slides I just want to share to make sure everyone is up to date on everything that is going on. Hopefully you've all got registered for the new shinebright.team.com website, because we are sending out a weekly update of events and different things, and links to the recordings and things like that for anyone who is registered for that website. We've got all that set up to happen. So 30 minutes of action. Justin is doing this 30 minutes of action. He's been doing it for must be 4 weeks now, I think. Oh no, it started on the 7th of May, but it's going to continue, right? It's going to continue through in June. So we're not ending it. So it's 12:30 Brisbane time every day. And someone is not muted. Let me just mute everyone. 12:30 every day, and Justin is usually the one that is on that call, and we'll be taking people through, basically building their network, reaching out to people, using social media, and actually doing activities in 30 minutes a day. So I encourage you to all join that. So you can just, it's just time you can put aside to work on your business, 30 minutes, and then maybe you can have, another 30 or 60 or 30 minutes twice during the day to have 90 minutes in total, where you're working with your team and things like that. And then you've got all your work done, right? But it's fun to do it as a group. So anything else to add on that, Justin?
Yeah, so look, I would really encourage everyone, if you want to take advantage of the new Redox Rockstars funnel and just starting to get your head across social media. So we really need to go through our list of people that we know offline, like old school network marketing. And in that period, we build our skills of network marketing. And then we want to go online and do the online skills. It's a little bit different. Now, you can do both at once, of course, and accelerate everything. And the fastest way to do that is to come along to 30 minutes of action. Before you do that, though, you will need to have a Genie Pro subscription, so you get the Redox Rockstars funnel. And I would highly encourage you to go and watch the training we did from last Tuesday. We did an hour of training step-by-step through that process. We have a Google document that's got scripts in it, and I'm updating that all the time. I have my social media training wheels on, right? I am learning to do this as we go. We needed the infrastructure of the new team website and everything in order to do this, and now it is time. It is time for us to be unleashed into the world of social media, which is the motherlode of leverage. The reason our business works is because of duplication and leverage. We've got the duplication systems down pat. Now we're looking for leverage and just really expanding our reach in the world. And being a truly global business, more and more and more, we have the ability to do that through social media. So if you want to skyrocket your social media and online recruiting, I recommend you go to the Shine Bright Team Facebook page and you look at that training we did last Tuesday. And also, there's some really great resources. Fraser Brooks' I Dare You book. That 30 minutes of action, I incentivize that. So the people that are the most active on there, not necessarily people that are the highest results, the people most active actually get books. And I've been giving some of these books away. The Game of Networking by Rob Sperry away. And right now, just for the next 2 days, Fraser Brooks has like a 15-day network marketing challenge. So I'll just put a link in there, a 15-day ninjachallenge.com /join. If you really are serious about getting on this incentive trip, Reach for the Beach, and learning to do this online, I would encourage you to start to learn from the experts in the world. Okay, so Fraser Brooks is a great guy and holds the all-time record for the most people on a Facebook Live. So 15-day ninjachallenge.com /join. And join me on the 30 minutes of action every day, 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Australian time, and make it happen. There's the challenge.
So, Colette, I don't think it works for UK and Europe, but Justin is live streaming the calls into the Facebook group, so you can go back and watch the replay.
Yeah, not all of them, but yeah, some of them I do live stream as well, just to keep the interest up. And by all means, do your own. Once you've got the format, like that, the recording, you can just play them.
Yeah, we can never make everything work for every time zone. It's not possible. So, okay. And so the power hour, Justin has been doing a power hour as well on Tuesdays at 8:30, which is basically like just a more expanded version of the 30 minutes where he does do a bit more training and a bit more explanation. So this is a great one to come to, until you get kind of really familiar and comfortable with the process. And as he said, you can watch the recording of last week's 1 hour one. So he'll go through and answer a few more questions and give a bit more insight into things.
In this one, the 30 minutes is really about doing the work. It's not a lot of spare time for instruction. This one is about the instruction. And this one is where I'm literally screen sharing my phone and showing you exactly what I'm doing, sending invites, doing follow-ups. I'm screen sharing my ASEA Business Coach page and showing you what I'm doing. So you get an idea of exactly how to do this. So our goal is to make this business truly possible for anyone with 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day. And I really believe by the end of this year, our business will be on our phone. Okay, so there's more and more heading towards mobile, using the Redox Rockstars funnel, using the Genie app and so forth, or in person, sending information right there and then, connecting on social media. This is the way of the future. So come along and learn.
On the weekend, and people were like, what do you do? Like, what is it that you do? And I didn't really talk about what I do because I was like not there to do that. I was there for my own growth. And they were like, so I was sending them information from the Genie app, like on my way to the airport. So, and then I was in the bus and someone asked me what I do and I couldn't even see who she was in the dark. I didn't even know who it was when I got off the bus. And she came up to me when she got off the bus. She's like, I just wanted to have a look at you and see if you actually looked healthy. I'm like, because we couldn't see in the dark. But she's like, I'll be calling you. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it's really convenient to be able to do it as you go out and about. So this month's special webinar will be on the immune system. So that will probably be Justin doing that webinar. I'll be in the United States then, Tuesday the 18th of June. So he'll be talking about, all the things you can do to support your immune system as winter is upon us here in the Southern Hemisphere. And how ASEA can help with that. So invite your guests along to that webinar. Of course, we'll be having the Redox talks continuing. Jeanette is interviewing Christine tomorrow night about her incredible story of how she's overcome some challenges. So definitely get your guests along to the Redox talks. They're on the 1st, 2nd, 4th and 5th Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on this Zoom ID or redoxtalks.com. The Expert in the House, of course, is still on every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Brisbane time, and it's just various Australian diamonds. This week is Bart Potter is talking this week. Our team training calls, of course, we have our 30 minutes of action, but we have this call once a month where we go through, all of the things that are happening. And then we have a getting started training on the 3rd Monday of the month at 7:30 p.m. So for new associates, so get your new associates along there so they can get a bit of a, overview of where to find everything. They can meet one of the diamonds of the team, and get orientated and just get connected. And they might have questions, so they can just get their questions answered. We will be continuing our regular calls. Monday midday will be replaced from next week with the 30-minute call for the 90-day sprint. So that will be replaced with that, the midday call. And we still have 5:30 p.m. Monday Brisbane time. And then at 8:30 p.m. Justin is doing his power hour. If you're bronze and above, we have on the 4th Monday of the month at 8:30 a.m. Brisbane, our bronze plus call where we just go through some things. I just wanted to bring your attention to a few events that are still happening. We still have one regional event left to go on the 9th of June in Perth. So, if you know anyone in Perth, you're in Perth, get your people along to that. Sally Diamond is doing a tour of New Zealand, Christchurch, Invercargill and Wanaka. The dates of that will be up tomorrow or the next day on Shine Bright Team, but it's later this month. It's not far away that she's doing that. I am going to be in the USA doing a meeting in San Francisco or Redwood City, whatever part of San Francisco that is in. I don't know. I'm getting picked up from the airport. I don't know where I'm going on the 22nd of June. And I'll be doing a meeting in Portland in Oregon on the 24th of June as well. So if you know people in those locations, you can send them along to those. So just, think about who do you know in these areas. Dallas as well. There's a regional meeting on there with the CEO founder Tyler Norton on the 29th of June. So Dallas, Texas. If you know anyone there, maybe you know someone in Dallas. Actually, when I was putting this together, I'm like, I actually know someone in Dallas. I should get in touch with them. It's a good reason to get in touch with them. Lyon, France. I actually know someone who lives near there too, funnily enough. So I see President Jaron Webb and Mijo, I don't know how to say her last name, is doing a meeting there in Lyon in France. So it's a public meeting at 1 p.m. on the 29th of June as well. So you can find more details on all of the live events on shinebrightteam.com events because they're all in one place now. Yay! Because that nearly sent me crazy trying to find where all the events are. And if there's events missing from there, please let myself and Fen know, and Fen will fix it. I won't personally fix it, but she will fix it and get it organized. So that is, that's all like the formal part of the meeting, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about, one of the key things to be successful in this business is to always be stretching and growing yourself, right? So always be working on yourself. And, Justin and I it took us a fairly short time to be successful with ASEA. We had always done a lot of personal development, like at least one intensive personal development course a year, usually more, that we had both done for many, many years before we started ASEA. And so, there's been a lot of us engaged in lots of different courses. You might have heard Sally talk about that her and Rob did the Bridge and the Bridge Extreme experience. And, she's made some very, very big changes in her life after doing those two courses. Last month, when we ran our leadership retreat, we had the amazing Dr. Price come and, she did some work with us, which I think pretty much everyone unanimously really, really loved what she does. She works, very much on an energetic level. Justin and I still work with a coach who works energetically on clearing subconscious blocks. We still have a personal one-on-one session with her at least once a month, like once every 4 to 6 weeks, we have a session with her. So we're doing things all of the time. Justin and David and Rob and a couple of other guys in the team did a men's course, not last weekend, the weekend before, and I actually think that they should do like a little Zoom a recording sharing with people what that was like. And I just went and did the Art of Feminine Presence weekend past weekend in Melbourne, which was really phenomenal. And I've recommended that to a few people that I think it will really, really resonate with. So my message to all of you is not necessarily to go and do one of these exact courses that we have done, but you need to find something that resonates with you, and you need to have something on your calendar every year at least every year. You need to be doing things all the time, but I would suggest that you go away and do something every year if you can do that at least once a year. where you are going to, you know, stretch and grow and look at like some of the blocks that you have. We all have them. Doesn't matter how successful you are or how successful you appear, we all still have things that we need to look at and work on. And, you know, there is so much out there. So, but if you really can be still, you will know what is the thing that you need to go and do. Even if it really scares you, you'll know that that's the next thing that's going to take you to the next level of growth and becoming a better human being, basically. So I encourage you all to do that. I know Jen and Jeanette actually they actually run a lot of courses themselves, and I think it's the day I fly out to the US, isn't it? Not this weekend, the following weekend. You are doing a Living on Purpose course. So for those of you in Brisbane, that could be something you go and do. Do you want to just share a little bit about what that's going to be exploring, ladies? I know you've done a lot of workshops and helped a lot of women. I think you particularly focus on women, a lot of women's work, right? I'll unmute you. Why are you not unmuting? What's going on?
I've just unmuted. It's a one-day workshop, Sunday the 16th here in Brisbane, and it's one of those days of working with taking the next step. So it'll involve some processes. It starts off with a circle, people working in circle, some processes with a partner, and finally into the afternoon we'll actually take our steps onto the labyrinth and do a final culminating journey walking a portable labyrinth in the hall. So it's going to be a beautiful, powerful day. Lunch is provided, tea and coffee, and if you're called to do it, just reach out. We'd love to have you there.
Totally. Yeah, so reach out to the ladies if you're called to do it. So there's always just have to like honor that, like, you know, and if sometimes you feel like I'm really scared to do that, then that is definitely the right thing for you to go and do next, right? Yes, Colette.
I give courses on understanding the colour you are. So it's very similar to what Clay Stevens has, where he's got the red sports car.
Oh, yeah.
You're either a red, blue, green or yellow. And I take you through a full day of developing your colours and then seeing other people's colours and how you work together in the UK. So if you've got anybody over here, Stratford-upon-Avon is beautiful to do it.
Yeah. So there's always lots of things on, and, you know, we do professional development, Justin and I, and personal development. So I would say we went and did Fraser Brooks's course earlier in the year, and that was professional development. It was like how to learn how to do social media. Like, that's what it was about. It wasn't really about personal growth, his course. It wasn't teaching you, you know, how to look at your subconscious blocks and what's going on internally and all of that. Like, that's not, he didn't focus on any of that in his course. So there's professional development, like learning more skills. And, you know, we're speaking at Simon Chan's workshop in August, and that is important. Like, you need to have skills to do things. Like, you need to learn, you know, how to say things, how to speak to people, all of those things. But then there's the personal development, which is really looking at what is really running your program. And, you know, we all have this stuff running our program, and it's just keep an eye out. Like, say, oh, I really want to go to the next level. I want to like look at what's blocking me, and you'll see things and you'll know what the right thing is for you to go and do if you listen, and if you can, you know, just you know, like step through your fear, because sometimes it can be scary, and you'll know. And there's things that don't cost a lot of money. You know, I think Jen and Chat's workshop's $100 to things that cost thousands of dollars. And you don't need to necessarily do the things that cost thousands of dollars if you don't have thousands of dollars. And they're not necessarily always better than the things that are not so expensive. So
on that, Dr. Price has said she's did all of the Anthony Robbins stuff. And like, I'm a fan of Anthony Robbins, right? I saw him for the first time last year. Amazing. And,
no, I'm not. See, we're
and
different.
she spent $30,000 US on doing his University of Success, right? This is quite a while back, but she said she got more out of a $700 course, Landmark Forum, than she did from the University of Success for $30,000. It's just an example of finding what's going to help you shift and move forward and overcome your blocks and see those things about yourself that you can't see
that are actually keeping you small so that you can shine bright and be the greatest person you can be.
So yeah, I encourage you just think, if you want to reach out to the person that, some of these courses that I've mentioned tonight, and you like something was like, I'm really interested in like hearing about the bridge, or I'm really interested in hearing about that Art of Feminine Presence thing that Nicole just did. Like, just reach out to the person and say, or, I'm really interested in what Jen and Jeanette's workshop is about. Reach out and ask them what it's about and find out if that is for you. Because it really is an answer, I believe, that you have to have for yourself. And, very different. Like Justin went and did like the man workshop where Justin, you're a bit like, oh my gosh, that was full on when you came back, and I'm like exhausted. You were a bit like that when you finished, right? Yeah. And I went and did the Art of Feminine Presence, and that it was like very nourishing and very like a lot of stillness and very grounding. So like there is a lot of difference in the way things that are done. And that's why if you listen, you'll know what's right for you. That's what I believe anyway. Do you have anything else? Anyone else have anything to add on that? Sally's not here. That's just been through her, or Rob that have just been through their intensive month.
It's Janine and Nicole, because she's done like 20 years of.
They're all leaving.
Yeah, everyone's packing up. But the point is, invest in yourself, back yourself. And one of my mentors in my very early years, I think I was 18 or something, they said invest 10% of your income into education. Education is the number one thing that you can get leverage with. So educating yourself is the thing that all the super successful people say is the most important. Find something to change your perspective on life.
And if finances are a block for you around this, there's start doing listening to people that talk about this stuff online. Like there's heaps of YouTubes, podcasts, things like that you can still listen to that are like that actually don't cost any money. Like if the financial thing is a stretch, or maybe some of you are about to get on the plane and go to Mexico, go and download something that you can listen to that is personal development. And you maybe not for the whole plane flight. I actually like to just zone out myself a little and watch movies on flights, but maybe it's like I'm going to spend like a couple of hours of that flight listening to some personal development, and maybe and another hour doing some professional development, which is listening to like something about
absolutely. So it's not about the money, but it's more about the commitment, because for things to change, I have to change. And when you take responsibility of your situation and do something about it, take action, things will change. And it's amazing how fast they can. And that's what we want for you to change towards your goals and dreams.
All right. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being here. Joy wants to say good night.
Say good night, Joy.
Good night.
Say I love you.
I'll stop the recording, but I'll stay around if anyone has any questions.